We are here at the new Central Pennsylvania headquarters for Salvation Army. It is about to open.
Yep.
We are here during the move-in for a sneak peek of this amazing facility, and we're currently outside. The first thing you notice when you're outside, if you haven't been here in a while, is just how transformative this area looks. It used to be almost entirely blacktop and abandoned buildings, and now it appears we have rain gardens and a beautiful streetscape. Tell us a little bit more about what we're seeing around us.
Absolutely. This 7 acres, and there were 3 vacant, abandoned buildings that had been vacant for years, and a lot of blacktop. And we broke ground about a year ago, almost a year ago to the day, and transformed the entire block, or several blocks, whatever, into this beautiful facility with rain gardens, a field, playgrounds, and a basketball court.
The playgrounds are amazing. It looks warm and inviting. One of the things you notice right away are the rain gardens. I think we can speak to those a little bit. That's a partnership, I understand, with Capital Region Water, Chesapeake Bay Foundation, and others, an attempt to naturally filter stormwater so it doesn't get into the combined stormwater system here in Harrisburg and end up polluting the river in the Susquehanna Bay, right?
Correct. When we started the construction project, we worked closely with a lot of different community organizations, and Capital Region Water had suggested to us that there was a grant available for rain gardens as we developed the site with the Chesapeake Bay Trust, and we applied and actually received 2 grants to implement 2 rain gardens that are about 20,000 square feet and will filter about 2 million gallons of water into clean water as it with runoff to the bay. So it's all good for both Harrisburg, Salvation Army, and the environment and the Chesapeake Bay.
Now that's fantastic. And a project like this obviously involved a whole lot of partners and a whole lot of grants. I know the city was pleased to be a very small part of that. Impact Harrisburg. Tell us about the various funding sources and what was the overall cost of this amazing facility?
The overall cost of the development project was $12 million, and everybody was supportive. So we did receive a grant from Impact Harrisburg, a number of grants from Dauphin County, and a RACP grant with the state of Pennsylvania. And then there were over 200 individual donors, with whether they were individuals, corporations, foundations, all local. So it was all within our service area of Dauphin, Cumberland, and Perry County. The final piece was a new market tax credit program with Community First Fund and Chase Bank out of New York. So lots of different partners, and it was very gratifying to see everyone come together to make this happen.
It's really amazing. Clearly an intricate web of funding sources.
Absolutely.
And everyone working together because we wanted so much to see this happen. I'm very excited to go inside. You're not open yet, but you will be soon. So can you let the public know when you'll be open and what the hours will be and the like?
Absolutely. Last Friday, the 6th, we paused our services at Green Street, where we have been for 60 years. So that building is essentially closed. And we've been moving this week, moving in, setting up, and we'll be open for business on Monday, the 16th. So as we walk through, you'll see a number of staff members, and we've had probably 20 volunteers each day helping us move, unpack, and pack. And it's really been gratifying, again, to see all these people come together and help out.
Okay, so by the time this airs, you will be up and running.
Yep, the 16th.
Tell me, I should ask, any news on the future of the Green Street building?
Do we have an offer?
We may be breaking news here. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. The Green Street building has been for sale, and
Yes.
my understanding is there's an offer on the table. Can't really speak about that yet. We're updating appraisals and so forth, but there's been a lot of interest in Midtown. That area is growing, and we're very excited about something wonderful to come to that community as well.
Okay. Thinking conversion of the building or any idea as to the most interested use among people?
There's been a lot of different use, whether it's been a school, business incubator, folks like the location because of Midtown
Sure.
being a growing, developing area, and off-street parking. So there is a parking lot, and that has a great appeal to folks who are looking to move into the Midtown area.
Yeah, well, that's great. Sort of, I know it's been your historic home, but the city could get a 2-for-1 out of this.
Absolutely.
A brand new, wonderfully developed facility, and then new interest in energy on Green Street. So,
Absolutely.
Shall we go inside?
Let's go.
All right, here we go.
We cleaned up. We've been in shorts and t-shirts, so just
Uh-huh.
for you.
Oh, that's nice. There we go. All right, so it looks like the first thing people would see when they come in is a gorgeous concrete floored sort of lobby.
Yep.
And what were you thinking in terms of design here? What's the function?
Well, the lobby is intentionally oversized because it is a program space. And as we walk through, every area of the building was designed to be multifunctional. We do a lot of workforce development and employment opportunities. In fact, gave over 800 employment referrals last year. So you'll notice in this space, we are looking to have employers come in and do job fairs and recruiting. There's even a bank of cubicles behind me so that people can fill out applications and have some privacy to, do job searches while they're meeting with an employer. There's an awful lot of time, energy, and resources put into the security system, so we know who's where, so we can confine a lot of activities right here to the lobby, even have local groups meet here, use it as a meeting space.
Right. So would there be a schedule posted, or how for the use of the lobby?
We're working through that because we're introducing some new programs that are Salvation Army programs, but then also groups that are interested in participating, and also just our resources to provide that, because we always will, if a group's here, we have to have staff on site to facilitate those needs.
Yeah, it's a wonderful room. As you say, oversized, spacious, could be multi-purpose, could get a lot done. So as people come through the lobby, where do they move to?
They come here to our reception area, and they are buzzed in. If they're here for various, we call it family services, food pantry, case managers, different workforce development, self-sufficiency programs, meet with our receptionists, and they're buzzed in to the family services suite.
Very good. We'll go in here. And immediately the feel changes a little bit. We've got carpet, we've got computers, and
Right. This is if our Green Street. Those who've been at Green Street, when folks are waiting for appointments, they're on folding chairs in a hallway right next to each other. So this is a little more inviting, a little more comfortable if someone's then waiting for their appointment. They come in, and then through this hallway, they're meeting within private offices with our various family services staff, caseworkers. Again, self-sufficiency, basic needs, and so forth.
wow. So on a personal note, what is it like moving after spending so much time in one location?
It's been fun. And not fun. No, it hasn't been fun at all. It hasn't been fun at all. But it's just a huge change, and we've been working on this for 9 years. So to see it really be a reality, and to know, I mean, right now it may look a little bit like what's going on, but we're actually have a lot of stuff moved in, and these are finishing touches and unpacking and setting up offices.
That's great. So how many employees will be working here?
We have about 25 staff, full-time, year-round staff. A few of those are part-time. And then we do hire seasonal staff. So, for instance, we have a summer youth program for about 130 kids, and we hire about 20 college students who oversee. So there'll be different programs, and we anticipate adding to our staff as resources are available and programs continue to expand.
Sure, it seems like you certainly have the space for that.
Yes, we also have a 21st Century Grant in partnership with Stilton Elementary Schools, and it's a 5-year commitment, $400,000, and we hire an additional 29 staff that are actually year-round.
Wow. Yeah.
That's Stilton, so
Yeah.
it's not for the city. But we got 21st Century to keep that program after school.
All based out of this facility.
Yes.
We should state this is a regional facility
Yes.
that's
Oh,
serving a much broader base than just the city. It's serving all of Pennsylvania,
Right.
the central Pennsylvania.
The expanded programs that will happen out of this facility, we're introducing on the 24th an after-school program. So we're going to welcome 60 kids, up to 60, here on site from 3 to 6, Monday through Thursday. We've not been able to do that. We've gone out into some schools, but there's inconsistency when you're borrowing and sharing spaces. So here we can do that for Harrisburg kids while maintaining the program in Stilton through the 21st Century Grant. We're expanding food pantry services in coordination with the Central Pennsylvania Food Bank, serving more zip codes. And then we're going to be introducing something called the Family Table and some gym programs and parent fun family events, which we'll see as we go through the building.
Oh, that's so exciting.
So now, as we walk through, you met with your caseworker. Maybe you need food from the food pantry. That was our final. Our food pantry coordinator is here.
Okay. Very good.
And then we go into our choice shopping food pantry.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
So here we go. It's like a
Yes?
small grocery store. A few years ago, we changed our gym to be the food pantry. And we changed our format. Instead of just giving you bags of everyone got the same stuff, you can shop. So it's choice shopping. There's a dignity in choice, but it's also a good stewardship thing because you can get the things you can need and prepare given your living environments, maybe nutritional or dietary needs. And so we're going to ramp this up, and also an emphasis on fresh foods. So we do an awful lot of rescue with Costco, Giant, Sheetz, Rutter's, Aldi's, lots of different, yep.
Yeah. Can I come over and ask? What are we putting in the state-of-the-art freezers and refrigerators?
So we're placing donated meats. So we have turkey, pork, fish, chicken, and we get this from Aldi, from Target, from Giant, so that our clients can choose a certain poundage of fresh meat every month that they come in. Fresh meaning, yeah, frozen, but was fresh before it was frozen. So.
And do you work with clients to help develop the nutritional plan? How does that actually happen?
Well, so we work with clients who have food needs, and because we are focused on health, because I'm a dietitian, we have cooking classes now. We do have more fresh meat, and then we also, these are empty, but we have fresh produce as well. So we encourage the selection of fresher items to give them a healthier diet. Yep. Yeah.
Well, I was in the old pantry redone at the Green Street location, and you talk a little bit about dignity and of service. I mean, this looks like a state-of-the-art supermarket in a up-and-coming, highly successful neighborhood of any modern major city. And I mean, it's amazing just looking at the variety of what could be here and is available.
Absolutely, and we gave a lot of consideration to the flow within the building. So as we walk through, folks come in, meet with their case manager, they shop, and they go right out to where their vehicle.
Yeah.
There's a major bus line that runs with a stop right on the property. So no having to go back through and people seeing, what did you get, what are you doing? They go right out and they can exit. And we're looking to do Fresh Express with the food bank, which will provide kind of like a farmer's market thing eventually. So a lot of different opportunities for folks. And again, dignity to us is very important, that you come in and when you choose your food versus someone just handing you a bag and saying this is what you get, that makes someone feel better about themselves, and ultimately that's a good thing.
And it feels like a commercial space as opposed to a warehouse or a storeroom. How many people do you service with the food here?
We provide altogether in our various feeding programs over 200,000 food assists. We expect that to go up substantially as we expand coverage into new zip codes in areas, including our zip code here, 17104. We do operate the program on an appointment basis just to manage it, and we'll be incrementally expanding as we go just so we can get used to the space and so forth.
And who is eligible? If people are watching this at home, who is eligible?
There are certain income guidelines, and we partner with different federal feeding programs and so forth, so there are income guidelines based on family size. The best thing someone could do if they feel that there is a need is to come in, call us, and schedule an appointment. If they're not within our zip code coverage, and the food bank manages that just to keep it, we will refer them to a food pantry in their area so that they can receive the services they want. But it is a low-income financial need verification.
But we have so much need, and what a wonderful opportunity.
Absolutely.
Great.
So we're going back here, kind of the back of house, a little storage staging area for volunteers. And we're putting
Transferring the files one by one. That sounds, keeping them in alphabetical order, I'm sure. That sounds like a lot. How does the amount of file space compare to what you had at the old facility?
In the last location, we were in two separate places. Well, actually 3 or 4 if you figured it out. It's working much better. We have room to grow. So
I've actually never seen such an organized row of file cabinets. You really, it's very easy, I would think, to keep everything in order. Yeah.
And we're combining things where before it used to be here's family services and here's short-term case management. It's all going together now. So
That's wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
Fantastic. How are you? Good.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So this is actually
Yeah.
a big thing because
This is a big deal,
files
yeah.
were in different
I
parts
know.
of our building. Now all the caseworkers have access, so if someone's covering for someone, they can get into the various areas.
All in line.
Now,
Boy.
this
Okay.
way, we're heading into what is probably one of our favorite areas, the education wing. So this entrance is separate. It's for education programs. I mentioned on-site after school. We'll have on-site summer programs and some partnerships that we'll tell you about.
Yeah, this is a very interesting aspect of the design, the fact that you have these different entrances and exit points, the food pantry, able to exit from there, educational services coming in here, the main lobby. Very, very interesting. So if you were to come in these doors, now we're on the
Right.
side of the building.
Right.
What happens here?
This is if you're a family dropping off kids. Of course, we want you to have a special entrance versus maybe the general public because they are little kiddos and we want them to be safe. So you come in here, and Novita and Yolanda, two of our youth program staff, will buzz you in, and we know exactly who's coming in here. And this is our kind of lobby for the education programs with staff offices and a Head Start coordinator. And as we walk back through, we are opening two of our classrooms to Head Start, and they will be opening on the 16th with 34 kids
Wow.
in Head Start programs here.
Next week.
Next week.
All right.
We'll get a lot done here in the next 2 days.
Yeah.
But they are going to welcome 34 kids from their waiting list in their 9-month program, and then we'll provide summer programming and wraparound services for the families. So really a great partnership with them.
Oh, that's fantastic. I know how much need there is for Head Start for additional space, and it's going to happen right here.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So we'll go right through. You
Okay.
came in, you checked in your kids. Miss Yolanda?
Can
how are
I
you?
ask Miss Yolanda, are you excited about the new space?
I am. I'm very excited
Yeah.
about the space.
What do you like about the layout and the opportunities here that maybe we didn't have before?
That it's all one level and that we are all able to like work together and
Yeah.
connect, and also the nutrition education wing and stuff. So that's awesome.
You can feel the interconnectivity and the ability to just sort of address like the whole person as opposed to just discrete aspects.
Right, and everyone can actually see what all of our programs are and not just like small entities of it. So that's
Well, congratulations. All right, we're going to go.
We're going into the classrooms.
Yes.
This is the education hallway. Eventually, we're putting up some tack board here that we can
Yeah.
display the kids' art projects and all of those wonderful
Feels like
things.
An art project mural
Right.
or something.
There's a classroom here, but we'll go up to these two,
Yep.
and then the Head Start programs. So this hallway in a couple of weeks will be filled with kiddos all
kids.
year round,
Yes.
and so forth. So let's go over here first. These are two of our classrooms,
Okay.
and
Wow.
everything in the building is multi-use. So these are some really cool, we're setting up these education classrooms. Again, this will be used for our after-school programs, summer programs. But you can see the tables are kind of funky, but they can be redesigned to be set up different ways. So we can have family events and even adult programs for financial literacy programs.
I
or what
think
have you.
that's so smart. I notice everything's on casters, which
Yes.
just it allows for that multi-functionality to really happen.
And we really, in designing this, we took hundreds of hours, lots of community organizations, looking at how can we serve the community, be responsible with our resources, and get the most out of bang for the buck in every space that we have.
It's exciting. I see a box marked books, so I am obligated here in. Oh, it looks like Richard Scarry. I can't. Okay, it's going to be good.
Lots of
Yes.
them. Yep. I think these are
Yeah.
all books. So now
Yeah.
we're going into the two pre-K classrooms
Uh-huh.
that are going to be the Head Start. So let's go into this one. There's two of these. How are you guys? So
Hey.
this will start on Monday with Head Start, and they're setting up their classrooms. 17 kids per classroom, 2 classrooms, and there's a pre-K playground, which is kind of hidden, so the little kids.
I didn't even notice it. Yes,
Nope.
they had their own playground
We
with a
act-
door. Another example of just being able to go right
Right.
out. Yeah.
So there's a school-age playground on the other side, but the little kids need their space, and we did a number of focus groups in coordination with the Foundation for Enhancing Communities, where families said if they see a playground along the street, they may not think it's safe. So we tried to, through that input, keep it a little hidden and secure with the little kiddos.
Okay, that's wonderful. Are these teachers here?
These are Head Start teachers.
Head Start teachers, may I ask you a question? It'll be quick, I promise. But are you excited about the new space?
I am. I think there's a lot of possibilities. It's really good for the kids as well as the parents. I think it'll be really a nice combination between Salvation Army and Head Start.
Yeah. So you're getting to literally make your mark on this blank canvas of a classroom. What's your strategy? What are you doing now, and how are you trying to make it your own?
Well, we want it to be really appealing to the kids. We want them to come in and love the space, be excited. A lot of our kids, this is the first time that they're in like an all-day program, so we want it to be comforting and just really fun. And we want the parents to feel comfortable while the kids are here.
That's great. And what are you doing now? You've got you're labeling the crayons, markers, and pens.
Yes, everything is going to have a label so the kiddos know where to put it, and hopefully make cleanup a little bit easier.
Well, I feel the energy, and boy, would I be excited if I were a child or a parent to be able to have an opportunity to come here. So good luck.
Thank you so
Got it.
much.
Should be a good week. Okay, we're heading on.
Thank you.
So often you hear about collaborations, partnerships. This is really a really good one because, like I say, they're here operating their staff, their equipment, but then we have a memorandum of understanding with them that we can use the spaces in the evenings or summer and whatever. And then those families that come in, maybe they need employment services or food, they're here anyway, so we have our staff that they can talk to all in one spot. So it's a great partnership. We're going to go right through here. This is the
Now I see these flat screen TVs throughout. Are
Yes.
they going to have what will be on those?
Well, a lot of different things. One, we deal with a lot of folks who have literacy issues, so we want to be inviting and share information. Sometimes maybe providing a brochure isn't as helpful.
Yeah.
So the intention is to be screening information all the time about what's happening, whether there's going to be, for instance, summer youth enrichment sign-ups start this time. Amazon will be here to do a hiring event, or this staffing agency. So people are constantly being able to see all the different opportunities that are available, and even if other community organizations want to share, so again, that we can share that all through the building. So there's a lot of effort that's been put into the AV throughout.
Yeah, it's noticeable.
This is our our program director and administration. Hello.
Hello. Hello. Thank you.
And this is a volunteer workspace and
Break room. Yeah.
Yes, but even again here, you see the AV. We have a
right.
lot of volunteers. Some of them stay all day. They have a place that they can eat lunch. But we do trainings, maybe
Yeah.
through like the mandated reporter training and so forth. We could have people in groups do that together versus a one-off, or finding that people can do the various training.
Great. I see architectural drawings on the table.
Yep.
So we're going to come over and take a peek at that. Looks like we're still fitting out,
We're
but
hanging
yeah.
doors and IT stuff's going on a lot today.
How much of a role did you play in the design?
We were involved in every step of the way, every meeting, thousands of hours. This classroom is
Yeah.
kind of cool. This is the last classroom.
Okay.
This is a little different because it is the science and art room. We do an awful lot of STEAM education, science, technology, arts, and engineering. So this has a different floor, sink, clay trap for science and art materials, a mobile computer lab. Where we have notebooks because we do computer coding and so forth. So this is kind of the room that can get messy for all of those activities.
Yeah. Also has the most donuts and
Well,
cookies.
that's the volunteer space right now. Now we're coming on, we'll go in there last.
Okay, all right.
We're coming into the thing that will be different not only for Harrisburg, but probably for everywhere in Pennsylvania. This is our nutrition education teaching kitchen. Yes. So come on in here. This is the space we're probably the most excited about. A lot of people don't realize it, but in our youth programs, a couple years ago, we realized we have to feed the kids if they're with us, so why not teach them while they eat, so they prepare their own healthy meal or snack, and then we can teach math, science, and reading while you're cooking. So we do that 600 times a year in our youth programs. We want to expand, and it's a great way to teach, very effective, efficient way to feed and teach. So this is an 8-station teaching kitchen, and we'll be launching something called the Family Table, extending those classes, nutrition education and cooking classes, to families, seniors. That's an often neglected group. They need social interaction, but also healthy food. And you can see we have an instructor area where the instructor can teach, see it on video, while up to 8 stations of families or kids, groups of kids, are learning together.
Brilliant. And I assume all that is new, right? You weren't able to do that at Green Street.
No, we had nothing like this at Green
Yeah.
Street. I mentioned we did this program and we have a curriculum. We talked to Megan, who is working with us. She actually started our nutrition curriculum when she was a student at Messiah College, worked in our summer program. Has since gotten a registered dietitian and certificate credentials. So she's going to be leading these programs. And the cool thing is she was just on a 2-year mission trip to Beirut, Lebanon, so she speaks Arabic. So we actually have 2 staff members right now that speak Arabic. So the different diverse clients that we serve, we have an opportunity to communicate and talk to them and meet with them. So really, pantry to plate, teaching economics, life skills, and nutrition to families, kids, and seniors. And we expect to roll out a whole bunch of classes here and have a table that they can enjoy some of the meals also.
So I think this would appeal to a lot of families in Harrisburg. Again, eligibility, what is it?
Well, we're going to initially introduce it to clients of our programs and services. We are doing a couple pilot classes in the next couple of weeks just to get our feel for things. It's available to anybody. You're welcome to join one of those. But we'll expand it out into partner organizations. So again, we're still feeling through that. Initially, it'll be launched to programs with people within our current programs and our own youth programs and so forth. But a lot of opportunities with the community, a lot of interest in this because health concerns are big for, and for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah. Well, so if you're watching at home and you're interested, come down.
Yep.
Starting next week, come into the lobby and sign up for a program or get involved, and you can participate in all these different things, including what looks like America's most beautiful test kitchen.
We keep joking, saying we honestly want to be on the national news with this. And we want Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the Salvation Army, to say we're trying to do something differently. We don't want to hand someone a bag of food for 40 years and say, here, every week you come in and get groceries from the Salvation Army. We want you to shop, we want you to choose, we want you to introduce you to employment opportunities and ways to provide for your family, yourself versus us. And that's really what this is all about in dealing with a lot of issues in one space.
Very smart.
Thank you. This is warehouse?
Oh, wow. Pallet storage.
Yes, more vertical shelving's coming in here. Right now, we do not have a warehouse with loading docks. Stuff in Midtown is delivered to the sidewalk, and it's awful. So here, and we actually turned down some food donations in Midtown because we don't have the space. So here, not only do we have vertical storage for things, we have a big walk-in refrigeration and freezer.
How many loading docks do you have? I see it. Okay, 2 and a garage door. Wow. Yeah. Ready to go.
Yes.
The turkeys are on the wall.
Absolutely. Right now, in Midtown, our walk-in freezer is across the street. So every time they need that, they have to go across the street.
Remember.
This one is the emergency disaster garage.
Okay.
So our vehicle's not here yet, but not a loading dock as much for our mobile canteen that goes out in times of crisis and so forth, fires, if called out by EDS services.
Wonderful.
Yeah, in our initial plan, this was actually double the space.
You shrank it a little bit?
Well, we
or-
had to.
Yeah.
Initially, it came out to, we needed a 51,000 square foot facility that cost $15 million. That's not doable.
Yeah.
These are just some of the mechanical rooms. So
Well,
we
you've got
shrunk
a
it.
lot of things in here for
39,000, yeah,
deliveries.
and a forklift donated by the Hershey Company. So, again, just so much. A lot of the furniture in here actually has been donated. Now we're going into what is the very favorite space. We've had a couple of kids from our summer program check it out, and this is their very favorite space in the building.
I can see why. What a beautiful gymnasium. So what sort of activities? Obviously basketball, volleyball. What types of groups are going to be using this?
Well, we're going to do some partnerships in some of our own youth programs, of course. We're looking to partnership with a basketball mentoring program for teen boys. And we're also, in the middle of the gym, there is a divider that comes down so we can use it as 2 spaces, and there's a projector up there in the ceiling that can project for movies or whatever. Okay. So we're endeavoring to have some family events. We're going to pilot maybe one a month, but weekend activity that families come in for a gym night or a movie night or some other activity, kids and parents together. Again, our emphasis is on families, not just one particular person in the family.
It's such a wonderful space. I know you had an old gym in your old facility, which really wasn't usable anymore, and it was half size, right? It was a small. This is the possibilities are enormous. I mean, you've just got movie night
Right.
at Salvation Army in the
That's
gym.
right. That's right, and just all kinds of possibilities. We've heard over the years, our gym on Green Street, for 50 years that we had basketball programs.
People miss it.
Yep,
Yeah.
we haven't had it for a few years. I remember Chief Carter came in one day. He said,
He's one. He talks
said,
about
I
it, yes.
played basketball
Yeah.
there, and someone just recently from Dauphin County was sharing that.
Yeah.
So it's meant a lot to a lot of people, and unfortunately, we haven't been able to use it for basketball in the past few years because it's been the food pantry. So we're really excited about this.
Well, but in a nutshell, that tells you why this is so amazing.
Absolutely.
You're able to expand all the programs and bring back some things which people realize were so important. And,
Absolutely.
Wow, I can see the excitement on people's faces now.
We're ready.
As we go outside, we were talking a little
look.
bit about these amazing concrete floors, and I have to say, I love it. I love the feel. But I mean, I guess you could
Go
have
this way?
designed fancy carpets and whatnot, but this seems practical, clean, and really nice.
We chose it because you're exactly right. It's easy to clean, it's durable, and it was economical versus some other floor coverings.
Right.
There are some different things, like in this area. Here we're moving into.
Oh my!
This is a really cool area. This can be one space or two. So you see the
Yeah.
gray, that's a movable wall. So we do the only Monday through Friday hot breakfast feeding program in Harrisburg because other organizations do lunch and dinner. So this side of the room will be the multi-purpose room for our breakfast feeding program. That side will typically be the chapel.
Right.
However, it can be opened up again just because it's a chapel having church. It's not any more special space than anything else. It can be opened up, so if kids in our after-school program want to do a performance, or we do brass music lessons,
Yeah.
they could do that with family and friends and then open it up into one big space.
It's exciting. Yeah, I can see the forums and the services, and
Yep, it's getting ready.
I can hear the kids practicing.
Yes.
Is there a big bass drum?
There is a drum set.
Yes,
Where it
there has
is,
to
I
be,
don't know
right, for
where it
Salvation.
is.
Yes,
somewhere.
okay.
Yes, and brass.
Yeah.
Lots of that. And the final space we're heading into is our commercial kitchen.
Wow.
So, Green Street, our feeding line for our breakfast, and we have about 100 people that come in every morning for breakfast. Our existing feeding line was about 4 feet in space. That's it. Now you can see this whole wonderful space for hot foods, cold foods, toast, soup, and whatever else we might be serving.
I think you're being generous to the old space, but
Yeah,
this
exactly.
Is amazing.
And the other thing is, we do have a generator outside. I failed to mention, if there was some kind of disaster, there's a generator that would keep the gym in this area functioning if we had to be a shelter or something and was needed. So that's very important if this could have other needs.
Are you going to be open for breakfast on Monday, or?
Yes, we are.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
I don't want to make it sound like I doubt this.
No,
I'm
we
just.
are. No, we are.
I know. Yeah.
This back of the house again. There's James. He's our breakfast.
Gentlemen?
And Mr. Curtis. They're the guys who will be serving breakfast on Monday.
Excellent.
James, they ask if you're going to be open on Monday.
No pressure, gentlemen, but I understand we're opening for breakfast on Monday. Are we going to be ready?
Yes, we will be ready. We'll be ready.
Yeah.
Have a nice breakfast for everyone.
What do we got here? The fryers?
Yes, we were trying on our fryer today to see how it's working. And actually turning on all the equipment to see if it's working properly.
It looks amazing. You've got to be excited about being able to have such amazing space.
Yeah, we're very excited, you know. I mean, brand new kitchen, you know, it's exciting getting it started up and getting the people in.
Wonderful. Thank you for all that you do.
Yep, thank you.
Jenny, come here. Jenny is our programs and operations director. So she coordinated all of this move and the programs and so forth. So.
Oh my!
Yeah,
You're a moving coordinator as well.
am.
This
As of
is
now,
that,
fun.
that's some experience.
Yes.
I can't even imagine. There's so many different aspects of this move. How did you keep all the parts working together?
Luckily, I have a operations coordinator that provided a lot of support, but we've had so many volunteers helping us that it's been just quite a blessing to have so many extra hands supporting us. So.
Wow. Well, what's your favorite part of the new space? I think we've now toured just about all aspects.
That's really hard to say. There are so many spaces that I love. I love our nutrition center, the playgrounds outside, the field up there, multi-purpose space, breakfast room, kitchen. There's just too many.
Oh, you're naming them all now. Yes, yes, okay,
I don't
yeah.
have a favorite. So, yep.
Well, it's so exciting, and we appreciate the opportunity for a little sneak peek.
Yes,
and can't wait till people are able to avail themselves of all these amazing opportunities.
September 16th, we're opening, so we'll be ready.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
Wow.
When yesterday, this was absolutely nothing but boxes. So I share this. Volunteers set up this entire kitchen yesterday.
Yeah, they're moving at light speed. Oh, another.
And then
Boy.
our kitchen has its own walk-in refrigerator and freezer, and so they have their own products, which are different. They have more restaurant size than individual things.
Of course.
In fact, we're supposed to be testing this kitchen today. They're making lunch for the staff and volunteers, so it'll be interesting
All right.
to see if we get that today.
Okay. Tell us what we have outside. We are now. We went out the entrance that the students would go in if they were coming
Yes.
to Head Start. We have the playground for the slightly older kids.
Right, this is
And-
the school-age playground and an outdoor basketball court, and there are some container gardens in areas because we want to do some of those life skills education as well. So this will be a very much appreciated space by our little kids and by families and just those who want to do some 3-on-3 basketball. Again, something that's needed and just a welcome opportunity for the community.
That's great. And you were talking about use of the courts. How will that be regulated for like the exterior?
Well, that's what we're going to have to work through because there's a line between, making the facilities accessible versus also just protecting who's here, who's using the space, and those that are there. So we're still working through some of that, but we've also been very engaged since day one when we purchased this property. We've been working very closely with the Neighborhood Preservation Committee, which is the local neighborhood association, letting them know what's coming. They've been incredibly supportive, so we'll work with them as we go through this to make sure people can use it, but also that we protect it and protect those that are on the space.
Yep. Best bet. So if you see it and you're interested, come on in.
Absolutely.
Introduce yourself. Make a connection here at Salvation Army, and get involved in the programming here, and then
Absolutely.
We'll schedule time. So, I have to say, I've had the most amazing
Thank you
behind the
very
scenes
much.
tour. Thank you for having me. Thank you for allowing us to film this. It will probably never again be so pristinely clean, and whenever we come
It's the
back,
best
it'll be
it's gonna
lived.
be
Yes,
right now.
But the other thing I think we should just marvel at for a moment is just how quickly this whole process happened. It wasn't long ago. We were here with sledgehammers and tents pitched, and I mean this has been fast. Everything's been seemingly entirely on schedule, and once the funding was secured, it's been almost light speed.
Yes, we laugh because it's an overnight sensation that's been 9 years in the works.
Right.
So lots of program studies, feasibility studies, community meetings that got us to our groundbreaking last year, actually almost to the date, September 10th. And here we are moving in. So it's been fantastic. We've had wonderful construction folks and engineering, and we can't compliment them enough for working with us.
And who was in charge of the construction?
The general contractor was Pyramid Construction. Murray Associates was the architect, and Edward Black engineers. We were very purposeful in looking for local vendors to provide those services, and they did a great job for us.
Absolutely, and I hope everyone will have a chance to come on out and see it. And thanks again.
Thank you.
And I look forward to coming and seeing it once it's filled with excited children and people.
Absolutely.
And I think it's an incredible asset for Harrisburg and a wonderful addition to this part of the city.
Thank you.